Hello everyone, welcome back to Ben Talks Money. In this video, I'm going to show you my watch list for the week, the 3 or 4 stocks that I'll be watching this week, the levels that I'll be watching, the technicals. I'll dive into the chart. We look at the daily chart, we look at the 15 minutes chart to see the levels to trade, where to buy, and where to get out if the move fails. So let's get started. So the first stock that is on my watch list for this week is SoFi. I've been talking about SoFi for the past couple of weeks. If you look at the daily chart, SoFi is doing incredibly well. The company, their earnings was good. They just came out with a new business. They've been doing international money transfer. They've been getting a lot of upgrades on Wall Street. And if you look at the daily chart, it looks incredible. If you can see here from April, this stock was trading around $9 in April, and it made a move all the way from $9 here. If you can look at the daily chart, it held a strong support here, around $8.72, and then it moved all the way back up to $25 right now. And this week, I've been talking about SoFi. I did a short on it. If you can check it up on my channel. I did a couple of analysis on SoFi about the stock itself, and some fundamentals about the company. The company is doing really well. The chart looks great. And right now, so for this week, what I'm looking for is for SoFi to hold the $25 level, right? If you zoom in a little bit here, you can see that this is a strong level. This is the same level that SoFi got to back in 2021, June 2021. It got to this level and it failed. Back in, again, November 2021, it got to the same level and failed, right? So right up here is we are back at the same level again. So what I'm looking for this week is SoFi holding $25 level, right? If it holds the $25 level, the only support that is left on the chart, on the daily chart, is this level, 28. And for SoFi to move from 25 to 28, that's a huge, if you are doing options, if you are playing with the options, that's a huge return for the week. You can get about 50, 100% return based on what you are doing. So what I'm doing is I already have the SoFi options. I bought the options a couple of days ago as I've been talking about the stock. So I'm already in it. So but what I'm gonna look for is for SoFi to hold 25. If it holds 25, let's look at the 15 minutes chart. I prefer the 15 minutes chart for intraday trading. If you are doing options, I think the 15 minutes chart is better for you for intraday. So for the 15 minutes chart, you can see right here that it's also holding the same $25 level support. So I'm watching SoFi for SoFi to hold $25 support. On the other hand, if it was to fail, I will, because my options are 3 months away from expiration. So if it fails the 25, I will probably look to add more to it if it's able to hold the 2480 support on the 15 minutes chart. As you can see from here, the 2480 support level will be my next watch for SoFi. And if it holds that level, I'll probably add more contracts to it. If you are trading it for a swing trade, it's the same way. It's even easier than options because you don't have to think about what options you're going to buy. And for option traders, if you look at right now, the Fed signal that they might lower interest rate, which is really good for companies like SoFi. So if you are buying options, I would suggest you buy at least an $25 call option or $26 call option that expires at least October, right? Give yourself time for it to work, So that's the number one on the list is SoFi. So the second on the list is Google. The reason why I'm watching Google this week is that just like SoFi, Google has been doing great, right? If you look at all the mega tech stocks on the market right now, um, Google is Google's evaluation is the fairest among all of them. And today they got a $10 billion contract with Meta for providing cloud services to Meta. $10 billion contract. They've also yesterday they got uh, Thursday, they got a contract from the government taking some portions from Palantir, to provide also some form of cloud services to the US government. So right now, if you look at the chart, it looks incredibly bullish. Friday, it made a new intraday high, all-time high on the chart, if you can see. So the play for Google is kind of similar to SoFi. I'm watching Google to hold the 205 level, right? $205 level. That's what I'm watching Google to do. And for a stock like Google, so far is a $25 stock. Google is $200 stock. So you have to give yourself more room. So if I'm watching the I'm watching for 204, 205 to hold. And if 205 five doesn't hold, what I'll be looking for is for the stock to hold the $200 level, right? And just like SoFi, I'm already in Google. I have a little bit of options on Google startup position. If it breaks 27 and hold, I'll be looking to add around $28 right there for my option swing trade. If you are buying it, if you are trading it straight away as the stock, I'll suggest you wait for a pullback. Google usually gives you a pullback. That's one thing about the stock. If you can see from the daily chart, even though it's been bullish, it's been going up from, 148 all the way to 200 right now, 206. It always gives you a chance to get in. It gives you green day, red day, green day, red day, green day, red day. You can see from the chart. So Google will definitely give you a chance to get in. So I'll wait and get in around $200 level. If it holds $200 level, I will add more to my contracts, my option contracts. If it doesn't and it breaks about 208 with volume, I will look at the volume on the 15 minutes chart during the week and see at a point in time when it's breaking that level. Because if you can see here on Friday, it came to the $28 level and it failed. That was an all-time high. It failed all-time high. So I will wait for a pullback into $200 level and add more contracts or get a new position. Or if it breaks and hold above 208, preferably around 210, right? That would be the ideal place to get in. 210 with volume, creating a little bit of support on the 1 minute chart to give you some form of an exit strategy to get out if you fail. So that's the second stock on the list. And the last one there is an ETF, the Russell ETF, the small cap ETF called IWM. I've been watching IWM for a while. The reason why I have IWM on my list this week is because of what happened Friday. After Powell said they're gonna probably decrease interest rate, is one of the stocks or the ETF that will benefit the most is the Russell, because the small caps, they've been down because of high interest rate. So if the interest rate is coming down, you can't. The best way to play the small cap is through the Russell ETF. So just like the Google and SoFi, I have contracts in options contracts that expire this year in the Russell, the IWM. So what I would do is that if you look at it, it's an incredibly bullish chart on the 15 minute. Just look at that. You see, so you wait. Just this is incredible. This is one of the most bullish chart I've seen in a while. Look at if you look at the closing, the last 15 minutes chart, the closing 15 minutes candle. It was almost the highest volume by the 15 minutes volume when Powell announced the signal the change in interest rate, right? So it means that the small caps are going to be incredibly bullish, right? And the best way to play it is the Russell, uh, the IWM, the ETF, which is IWM. So with the IWM, I'm looking for $250 call option that expires January. You can come down to December. Give yourself a little bit of time, with time decay and all this kind of stuff to let it work. And to me, the best way to play this is with options, especially if you have a small account or if you don't want to risk too much. Um, Option gives you a defined risk. You know how much you're putting in. You set your risk and reward. So that's what I'm looking for the Russell. Let's look at the daily chart. This is the 15 minutes chart, which is incredibly bullish. If you look at the daily chart, um, the if it holds 235, if it holds 235, the next level will be probably around here 240 in the 242 zone. So this and the options for the IW reacts incredibly well. It's one of the best ETFs to trade for options. The IWF, the IWM, pardon me, IWM, the QQQ, and the SMH. SMH is for the semiconductors. If you want to, get an ETF for your Nvidias, your AMDs, your Broadcoms, the best ETF to play that is the SMH. It tracks all the the semiconductors, and the IWM is one of the best ETFs to trade options with. It reacts incredibly well, and right now the implied volatility is really relatively low, but with the news of the Fed signaling a decrease in interest rate, this is the best stock to pay attention to. So these are the three stocks on my watch list. The other stocks that I'll be watching passively is Palantir. Palantir is a little bit shaky right now. I mean, it went down for 6 straight days in a row. Um, it broke below the 50-day SMA. Um, and 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 it popped back up. Right now it's holding above it, but I will watch for a test of the 50-day SMA, and that's around $153. So it's likely going to test it. If it tests and hold, I'll be interested in Palantir, but I'm not playing any of the tech stocks, especially any stock that has anything to do with Nvidia. I'm not playing it until the Nvidia earnings comes out, because it can mean a lot. It can go both ways, and going in there before the earnings is is gambling, and I don't gamble with my money, right? You want to have a defined risk, and playing that before the earnings, you can control your risk. So all the tech stocks that has anything related to that can be affected by Nvidia, I'm not touching it until after the Nvidia earning later in the week. I think Wednesday or Thursday somewhere. So that's it for now, guys. If you have any question, leave it in the comment section below. If there is any stock that you are watching, if there is any stock that you want me to take a look at, analyze the chart for you, leave it in the comment section below. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share, like, and until next time, let's keep talking money.